Ian Cunningham, who was recently introduced as the new general manager of the Atlanta Falcons. And there's a wrinkle in all of this that has Bears fans up in arms. A few years ago, the NFL decided that, and initially it was going to be if you hire a minority head coach or GM, the team that makes the hire gets a reward in the form of compensatory draft picks. That was quickly shouted down because it stigmatizes those who get the job. Oh, the only reason you got the job is they wanted the compensatory draft picks. So instead, what they did was they reward those who develop and promote and ultimately position minority candidates to be hired into these key jobs elsewhere. So Ian Cunningham goes from the Bears, where he was assistant GM, to the Falcons, where he's the GM. The Bears are going to get 2 third-round picks now. No, they don't. And the league's position was, and still is, that Matt Ryan, the president of football operations, is the top executive in the Falcons organization. What made things a little screwy, Michael, last week at Radio Row, Matt Ryan was making the rounds, and he did something with his former employer, CBS, and he basically said, Ian Cunningham's in charge. He's running free agency. He's running the draft. And that sparked this backlash, and I had a bunch of Bears fans ask me, and I do a couple of spots on The Score in Chicago every week, and it came up like, how's this work? So I asked the league, and the league said Matt Ryan is the primary executive, that the compensatory draft picks only apply to head coach or primary football executive. And then I asked, well, how did the Saints get 2 third-round picks for Terry Fontenot when he became the GM, and Rich McKay was the president and CEO of the Atlanta Falcons and involved in football operations? And the explanation was, the job that Fontenot got was the job that Thomas Dimitroff had, and at the time that job was the primary football executive, and they've now changed it to Ryan. So a lot of Bears fans upset. I don't know if Ryan is just trying to create a little Tom Brady safe harbor here. You know, if things don't go well, hey, I wasn't running the draft for free agency, blame Ian Cunningham. But regardless, that's the end result. It's not going to change. The Bears aren't getting the compensatory draft picks, even though Ian Cunningham has gone from assistant GM to GM of the Falcons.
Yeah, I think the Bears should get some type of compensation. He went from being assistant general manager to general manager. So that's one. He got a promotion. If he wouldn't leave for a linear job, so that's just common sense. He's not going to leave a good team in the Bears to a lesser team with the Falcons for the same position and the same salary. So he gets a new salary, he gets a new job title, and he's probably going to be doing the job that Terry Fontenot did. Even if Matt Ryan is really the top guy in the department, he's still a first-year team builder. Ryan is. Ian Cunningham's ever been a general manager before, but he's got more experience than Matt Ryan because he's done the job. He's been with other franchises, been with other organizations. So I think the league is going to have to pivot on this one. And maybe they come away, maybe it's not 2 draft picks, Mike, maybe it's 1.
And I just think it's done. I've got no indication the Bears are saying anything about it or doing anything about it. And look, Michael, this gets back to the conversation we had last week. I talked to D. Smith about this issue a couple of days after you visited us at the PFT Live set at the Super Bowl. There's no accountability for the NFL. It's just annual word salad from Roger Goodell to comment on the most recent trends in hiring. And even this year, where no black coaches were hired out of the 10 vacancies, you say what you have to say, and you wait till next year, and you do it all over again, and there's never any action because there's no accountability. And D. Smith had a great idea, and I'll invite anyone to go back and check out that interview. He thinks that state attorneys general should use the power they have to investigate, because we know that the federal government ain't going to do it. Not right now. State attorneys general could do it and get to the bottom of it and have real accountability for the NFL based upon decades of just questionable at best hiring practices. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.